Hello, Cleveland Browns fans. Let's get straight to the point. The latest news has every fan's heart racing. Stay tuned because we're diving into the changes that are shaping our team and what we can expect in the next steps of this exciting journey. As the NFL draft approaches, the activity surrounding draft boards begins to take on more defined contours. Players who were once considered sure bets may see their stock fall, while others, previously overlooked, emerge as potential stars. This is a period of uncertainty, analysis, and strategy where every decision can impact a franchise's future for years to come. In this context, one of the most critical and discussed positions is quarterback, and the Cleveland Browns find themselves at the center of attention. The Cleveland Browns have a recent history marked by attempts to stabilize the quarterback position. Since the franchise's return to the NFL in 1999, the team has struggled to find a consistent leader on offense. In recent years, names like Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson have been high-profile bets, but the results have yet to meet expectations. Now, with the NFL draft and the veteran market offering new opportunities, the Browns are once again in the spotlight. The veteran market and the NFL draft are two primary avenues through which the Browns can seek reinforcements for their quarterback room. While the draft offers the chance to invest in young talents with growth potential, the veteran market can bring immediate experience and leadership. However, both options come with their own pros and cons. In the draft, the Browns need to carefully evaluate the available prospects. Selecting a quarterback in the first round can be a risky move, but it can also yield significant dividends if the player develops as expected. On the other hand, the veteran market offers the possibility of acquiring an established quarterback who can bring stability and game knowledge. However, this option often comes with a high financial cost and, in some cases, concerns about health or recent performance. One name frequently linked to the Browns is Kirk Cousins, currently with the Atlanta Falcons. Cousins, a veteran quarterback with a solid NFL career, has a historical connection with Kevin Stefanski, the Browns' head coach. The duo worked together with the Minnesota Vikings between 2018 and 2019, a period during which Stefanski served as the quarterback's coach and later as the offensive coordinator. During the 2018 season, Cousins' first with the Vikings, Stefanski was directly involved in the quarterback's development. The following year, Stefanski was promoted to full-time offensive coordinator, allowing for a closer collaboration between the two. This partnership bore fruit, with Cousins having one of the best seasons of his career in 2019, throwing for 3,003 yards, 26 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions. This connection between Cousins and Stefanski has led many analysts to speculate about a potential reunion in Cleveland. The idea of bringing in an experienced quarterback who already knows the coach's offensive system seems appealing to the Browns, who are seeking stability and consistency at the position. However, not everyone is convinced that this move will be easy to pull off. Jeremy Fowler, an ESPN analyst, recently shared an interesting perspective on Kirk Cousins' future during an appearance on the 92.3, The Fan's Ken Carman Show, hosted by Anthony Lima. Fowler noted that while many in the league have linked the Browns to Cousins, there is a growing perception that the Falcons may choose to keep him. Many people in the league have connected the Browns to Kirk Cousins, Fowler said. I feel like that could certainly happen, but what was surprising to me coming out of last week is how many people think Atlanta will keep Cousins, whether out of pride or because ownership wants to, and they don't want to pay $90 million for one season and keep him and maybe someone gets hurt mid-season or early in the year, or during camp, where you could get another draft pick in a trade for him when people are desperate. Fowler added that the Falcons' general manager, Terry Fontenot, has been clear in his public statements about the intention to keep Cousins. It seems like their strategy is exactly what GM Terry Fontenot has said publicly, that he doesn't plan to move him, cut him, or trade him, which is shocking to many people, but there's a sense now that he's not bluffing. The Falcons' decision to keep Cousins is not straightforward and involves a series of financial and contractual considerations. Cousins has a significant contract, and his retention would represent a considerable cost against the salary cap. In 2025, for example, the quarterback will have a $40 million cap hit, a substantial amount for a player who may not be the starter. Additionally, Cousins is set to receive a $10 million bonus on the 5th day of the new league year. Further complicating the situation, this bonus could be a determining factor for the Falcons, who need to evaluate whether it's worth keeping. An expensive quarterback in a role that may not be as the starter. If the Falcons decide to keep Cousins, it would remove a key option from the market for the Browns. Cleveland would then have to look elsewhere in the veteran market or focus their attention on the draft. Among the options available in the veteran market, names like Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, or even a potential trade for a younger quarterback, like Justin Fields of the Chicago Bears, could be considered. In the draft, the Browns would need to carefully assess the available prospects. Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels are some of the top names projected for the first round, but it's uncertain if any of them will be available when the Browns are on the clock. Additionally, investing in a quarterback in the draft would require time and patience to develop the player. The Cleveland Browns' situation regarding the quarterback position is complex and full of nuances. The potential signing of Kirk Cousins seems like an attractive option, given his experience and connection with Kevin Stefanski. However, the financial and contractual challenges involved, coupled with the possibility of the Falcons choosing to keep him, make this move uncertain. Meanwhile, the NFL draft offers an opportunity for the Browns to invest in a young talent, but this would require time and patience to develop the player. The veteran market, on the other hand, could bring immediate experience, but with high costs and associated risks. At the end of the day, the Browns' decision will depend on a series of factors, including their evaluation of the available options, their willingness to take risks, and their long-term vision for the franchise. One thing is certain: the search for a quarterback who can lead the team back to the playoffs will continue to be a top priority in Cleveland. And as always, the NFL holds surprises and twists that can change the course of stories in the blink of an eye. The Cleveland Browns, one of the most iconic franchises in the NFL, find themselves at a pivotal moment in their history. The team, which has experienced its share of highs and lows over the years, is currently embroiled in a multifaceted crisis that threatens not only their on-field performance, but also their stability as an organization. With a disappointing season, internal issues, and uncertainty surrounding key players, the Browns are in desperate need of a transformative solution. Amid this turbulent scenario, an intriguing possibility has emerged: the arrival of Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, who could redefine the franchise's future. To understand the magnitude of the challenges facing the Cleveland Browns, it's necessary to delve into the details that have led to this critical situation. The team, which a few years ago seemed to be on an upward trajectory, has seen its hopes crumble due to a combination of internal and external factors. The acquisition of Deshaun Watson in 2022 was seen as a bold and potentially revolutionary move for the Browns. Watson, a talented quarterback with a history of success with the Houston Texans, was brought in with the expectation that he would be the missing piece to lead Cleveland to a Super Bowl. However, his performance since joining the team has been, at best, disappointing. Watson, who was sidelined for the entire 2021 season due to legal issues and suspensions, still seems to be struggling to find his rhythm. His connection with receivers has been inconsistent, and he appears to be having difficulty adapting to the team's offensive system. Additionally, his lack of mobility and questionable decision-making in crucial moments have drawn criticism from fans and analysts alike. Watson's underwhelming performance has not only impacted the team's results on the field, but has also raised doubts about the franchise's future. After all, the Browns invested heavily in the quarterback, both financially and in terms of draft capital. If he fails to turn things around, the team could find itself stuck in a cycle of mediocrity for years to come, while the offense struggles. To find consistency, the Browns' defense is also facing its own set of challenges. Myles Garrett, the team's defensive star, has been one of the few bright spots amid the difficulties. However, recent rumors suggest that Garrett may be considering leaving the organization. Garrett, who has already expressed frustration with the team's direction, is seen by many as the heart and soul of Cleveland's defense. His potential departure would be a devastating blow to the Browns, who are already struggling to maintain a competitive edge. Without him, the defense would lose not only one of the league's best pass rushers, but also a leader on the field. Garrett's situation reflects a larger problem within the organization: the lack of a clear vision and a winning culture. While other teams manage to retain their talent and build around them, the Browns seem to be losing control of their stars. Another factor contributing to the current crisis is the persistent losing culture that has haunted the Browns for decades. Despite some moments of hope, such as the 2020 season when the team made it to the playoffs, Cleveland has yet to establish itself as a consistent powerhouse in the NFL. This culture is reflected in the difficulty of attracting and retaining talent, the lack of confidence among players, and the constant turnover of coaches and executives. For many, the Browns are seen as a problematic franchise, which makes it even harder to turn things around. Amid this storm, a possibility has emerged that could completely change the Browns' destiny: the arrival of Aaron Rodgers. The quarterback, who currently plays for the New York Jets, has been the subject of speculation about his future in the league. And while many believe he may retire or seek a more established team, Cleveland could be a surprising and strategic destination. Aaron Rodgers is widely recognized as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, with a resume that includes multiple MVP awards and a Super Bowl victory. He has the ability to transform any team into an immediate contender. For the Browns, the arrival of Rodgers would represent much more than just an upgrade at the quarterback position. His experience, leadership, and ability to read the game could elevate the level of everyone around him. Players like Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, and David Njoku, who are already talented in their own right, would greatly benefit from the presence of a quarterback of Rodgers' caliber. Moreover, Rodgers would bring a winning mentality to a team that seems to have lost its confidence. His ability to make quick and precise decisions in critical moments could be the difference between wins and losses in close games. Another crucial aspect of Rodgers' potential arrival is the stability he would bring to the organization. In recent years, the Browns have been a team marked by constant changes and uncertainties. The presence of an experienced and respected quarterback like Rodgers could provide a clear direction and a sense of purpose that has been lacking. Rodgers could also serve as a mentor to younger players, helping to develop talents like Deshaun Watson, if he remains with the team, and other members of the roster. His influence could help create a culture of hard work and excellence, something the Browns desperately need. Beyond the on-field benefits, the arrival of Aaron Rodgers would also have a significant impact off the field. Rodgers is one of the most recognizable and respected figures in the NFL, and his presence in Cleveland would attract national and international attention to the franchise. This could result in increased fan interest, greater media visibility, and consequently, more revenue for the organization. In a sport where image and branding are as important as on-field performance, signing Rodgers would be a strategic move with a major impact. Despite the numerous benefits, the potential arrival of Aaron Rodgers to the Browns is not without challenges and risks. First, there is the financial aspect. Rodgers is one of the highest-paid players in the league, and his signing would require a significant investment from the organization. This could limit the Browns' ability to strengthen other areas of the roster. Additionally, there is the issue of age. Rodgers is already in his 40s, and while he is still playing at a high level, it is inevitable that his performance will decline at some point. The Browns would need to have a clear succession plan to ensure that the team does not fall into an even greater crisis when Rodgers decides to retire. Finally, there is the risk that Rodgers' arrival may not be enough to solve all of the team's problems. The NFL is a team sport, and even the best quarterback in the world cannot carry a team alone. The Browns would need to ensure that the rest of the roster is up to the challenge. The Cleveland Browns are at a crossroads. The current crisis, marked by underperformance, internal issues, and uncertainty about the future, demands decisive action. The potential arrival of Aaron Rodgers represents a unique opportunity to transform the franchise and rewrite its history. However, as with any major move, there are risks involved. The organization will need to carefully weigh the pros and cons before making a decision. What is certain, though, is that the Browns need a drastic change. Whether with Rodgers or another strategy, the future of the franchise depends on its leaders' ability to make the right decisions at this critical moment. As fans anxiously await news, one thing is clear: the Cleveland Browns are in search of a new beginning, and Aaron Rodgers could be the missing piece to turn that hope into reality. Only time will tell if this change will come to fruition, but one thing is certain: the coming months will be decisive for the franchise's destiny. Stay updated on everything happening with the Cleveland Browns, and keep informed about the latest news. Subscribe to the channel to receive all updates directly, and make sure you don't miss any important details.